My twin sister showed up covered in bruises. When I found out her husband was abusing her, we switched. My name is Mary Whitaker. I'm 31 years old from Portland, Oregon. They said twins shared everything. They never said we'd share justice. It was almost midnight when I heard it. 3 soft knocks on the door. When I opened it, my twin sister Clara stood there trembling. Her lip was split, her eyes bruised, her hands shaking. For a second, I didn't even recognize her. Then she whispered, I had nowhere else to go. And that's when I knew Daniel had done this. Her husband, the man who once toasted at our wedding table. I got lucky twice, because I married the better twin. We laughed back then. That night, I didn't. But before I tell you how everything flipped, like and subscribe, drop a comment, where are you watching from? I pulled her inside and slammed the chain lock back into place. My heart was a cold stone in my chest. She stood dripping on my welcome mat. She looked small. Not like my sister, not like Clara, but like a terrified child. Sit, I said. My voice came out flat. She sat on the edge of my couch. She looked like she was afraid to get it dirty. Clara, look at me. She tried. She lifted her head and I saw the full picture. The bruise wasn't just on her eye. It went up to her temple. The other side of her jaw was dark too. It looked like a handprint. A cold, black anger started in my stomach. It was so pure, it almost made me sick. I'm going to call the police, I said. No, she screamed. It was so loud it shocked both of us. She shrank back, as if expecting to be hit for it. No, Mary, please. You can't. Please. Why not? He did this. This is assault. You don't understand, she whispered, the tears starting again, mixing with the blood on her lip. He'll know. He'll find me. He has friends, Mary. He's a lawyer. He is the police almost. They play golf together. He'll twist it. He'll say I'm crazy. He'll say I fell. She was right. I knew she was. Daniel was charming. He was powerful. He was the man my parents adored. Our brilliant son-in-law, the lawyer. I walked to the bathroom. My hands were shaking. I grabbed my first aid kit, a basin of warm water, and a soft cloth. I was on autopilot. My mind was working, but my body was just moving. I knelt in front of her. This will sting, I said. I touched the warm cloth to her split lip. She hissed and pulled away. Clara, you have to let me, I said. My voice was gentle now. I couldn't be angry at her. She closed her one good eye. She nodded. I cleaned the blood away. I put antiseptic on the cut. I held ice to her eye. We sat like that for a long time. Just the sound of the rain outside and her quiet, broken sobs. Tell me, I said, after the silence was too much. From the beginning. It wasn't always, she started. You know that. At first he was perfect, I nodded. I remembered. He was. He sent her flowers. He opened her car door. He told her she was beautiful. When did it change? After the wedding, she said. Her voice was flat. It was small things. At first it wasn't a hit. It never is, she told me. She told me in fragments, in pieces. It started with control. He took over the bank accounts, she whispered. He said, You're not smart enough to manage this, Clara. You're an artist. Let me handle the money. I was grateful. I hate numbers. You know I do. I did. I was the planner. She was the dreamer. Then he took my car, she said. He sold it. He said, We don't need to, baby. It's a waste. I'll drive you wherever you need to go. But when I asked, he was always too busy. So I just stopped asking. I stopped going out, I thought back. When was the last time I'd seen her? A month ago? 2? She always had an excuse. Daniel's not feeling well. We have a dinner with his firm. He was isolating her. The phone, she said, her voice catching. He got us a new plan. A shared plan. He said it was to save money. But he could see all my calls. He saw I called you. He got angry. He said, Why do you need to talk to her? Don't you have me? So I stopped calling you so much. The cold anger in my stomach turned to ice. He was cutting her off from me. Her twin. And the hitting? I said. My voice was a whisper now. It was about 6 months ago. The first time, he just pushed me. I fell against the coffee table. I got a bruise. She took a shaky breath. He was so sorry, Mary. He cried. He begged me to forgive him. He brought me flowers. A whole truckload of flowers. He said it was the stress from work. He said he'd never, ever do it again. I believed him. But he did, I said. She nodded, her eyes fixed on the floor. The second time was a lesson. I undercooked his steak. He slapped me. He said I was provoking him. He said I needed to learn. By the third time, I stopped counting. I stood up. I couldn't sit still. I paced the floor of my apartment. My safe, quiet apartment. Tonight, I said. What happened tonight? He found out I had a secret bank account. The one you helped me set up with that little bit of money from Grandma. He said I was stealing from him. He said I was planning to leave him. He lost his mind. She looked up at me, and her face was a mask of pure terror. He said if I ever told anyone, he said he would. He would find you. He said he would hurt you. To teach me a lesson. My blood ran cold. He had used me. He had used my love for her as a weapon. He had kept her in that cage by threatening me. I shouldn't have come, she sobbed, grabbing my arm. I'm sorry, Mary, I've put you in danger. He'll come here. He'll find us. No, I said. My voice was sharp. She stopped crying. He won't, I said. I was not the planner anymore. I was something else. She looked at me, her face pale. If I leave, he'll find me. He'll kill me, Mary. And then he'll find you. I sat down next to her on the couch. I took her small, cold hands in mine. I said the words I hadn't planned. Then I'll find him first. She stared at me. Her one good eye was wide. What does that mean? Mary, what are you talking about? He's expecting you, I said. I was thinking fast. My mind was clear. The anger had burned away all the fear. He's expecting someone scared, I said. Someone broken. He's expecting you. I am, she whispered, tears rolling down her bruised face. I know, I said. But I'm not, she finally understood. The color drained from her face. No, Mary, no, you can't. You don't know him. He's a monster. He's smart. He'll know. He'll kill you. He won't, I said. Because he won't be looking for me. He'll be looking for you. He doesn't see you, Clara. He never has. He just sees something he owns. Something he can control. He doesn't look at your face. He just looks at your fear. This was the crazy idea. The insane idea. It was the only idea we were identical. Same dark hair, same brown eyes. Same small scar under the left collarbone from chicken pox. She was the dreamer. I was the planner. That night, I became her reflection. No, she said again, weaker this time. It's the only way, Clara. We go to the police. He wins. He has the money, the power, the friends. He'll paint you as a crazy, unstable wife. But if I go, I can find the proof. I can find the real proof. The money you said he has. The proof he can't talk his way out of. We didn't sleep. The rest of the night we planned. No, I planned. She answered. I grabbed my laptop. First, you disappear. I looked up bus stations. I looked up women's shelters. Not here, not in Oregon. I found one. 2 states away. In a small town he would never think to look. I used my credit card, but I booked the ticket under a fake name. Jane Smith. I knew I'd have to pay cash at the station, but I needed the reservation. You'll leave at 5 a.m., I said. Before the sun is up, Mary... Clara, stop. I need you to focus. I need to know everything. Tell me every single thing. I grabbed a notebook. For the next 2 hours, she talked. I wrote. His routine, I said. He wakes up at 6 a.m., gym in the basement at 6:15, home at 7:30, shower, breakfast. He leaves for work at 8:30, always. Breakfast? An omelet. 3 eggs, no onions. He hates onions. And coffee. Black, 2 sugars. The house? The alarm code is his birthday. Sir 819, his office. That's where he keeps the real paperwork. It's locked. He's the only one with a key. Where is the key, Clara? She hesitated. He keeps it in a silver box on his dresser. With his cufflinks. He thinks I don't know. His passwords? Computer? Phone? Arrogant. Simple. His college football number. 187. His computer is the same. His mistress? What? She looked horrified. He has one, Clara. Men like this always do. She was quiet. I think so. I heard him on the phone. A woman named Sarah. He was whispering. He said he was handling it. I wrote it down. Sarah. What about you? I asked. What do you mean? How does he expect you to act? Small? She nodded. Small. Quiet. Eyes down. He hates it when I look him in the eye. He says it's disrespectful. I practiced. I lowered my eyes. Like this? She flinched. Yes. And the perfume, she said, digging in the small bag she'd grabbed. It was the only thing she took. She pulled out a bottle. He makes me wear this. Gardenias. He says it's how a wife should smell. I took it. I sprayed it on my wrist. It smelled like a funeral. It smelled like fear. My hair, I said, looking in the mirror. It's an inch longer than yours. What? Get the scissors. Mary, no. Get them, Clara. Her hands were shaking. She stood behind me. I watched her in the mirror. I saw the tears in her eyes. Snip, snip, snip. My hair fell to the floor. When she was done, we stared. Two faces, identical, bruised and not bruised. It was 4:30 a.m. I went to my freezer. I kept emergency cash. I pulled it out. I gave her $500. This is for the bus. Pay in cash. Don't use your name. Don't use my name. Be Jane Smith. I gave her a burner phone. Don't call me, I said. Don't text. Don't call anyone. When you get to the shelter, call this number. It's a lawyer I know. She's a friend. She's tough. She'll help you. A lawyer? Just in case, I said. Just in case I fail. We stood at my apartment door. The city was gray. What if he hurts you? She cried, grabbing my arm. He won't, I said. He's not expecting me. She hugged me. So tight I couldn't breathe. I love you, Mary. I love you too, Clara. Now go. Be safe, be smart, be invisible. She left. I watched her walk down the hall to the elevator. She looked like a ghost. I closed my door. I was alone. I picked up her house key. It was cold in my hand. I was terrified, but I was also angry. And my anger was bigger than my fear. I got dressed. I put on the perfume. I practiced her voice. Yes, Daniel. I'm sorry, Daniel. It won't happen again, Daniel. I picked up her bag. I walked out of my apartment, and I became her. The drive to their house was 20 minutes. It was in a rich suburb. Big houses. Perfect lawns. Silent, perfect prisons. My hands were gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles were white. I kept smelling the gardenia perfume on my wrist. It made me want to be sick. I pulled into the long driveway. The house was dark. 5:30 a.m., he was in there. Asleep. I used her key. It slid into the lock. I turned it. The alarm panel beeped. I had 10 seconds, his birthday. 0819, the beeping stopped. I was in. The house was silent. It smelled like him. Stale whiskey and expensive cologne. It was perfect. Not a thing out of place. The cushions on the couch were chopped like in a magazine. The magazines on the table were in a perfect fan. It wasn't a home. It was a showroom. It was a cage. I walked up the stairs. My heart was a drum. Boom, boom, boom. I knew he would be in the master bedroom. I pushed the door open. It was huge, cold, all gray and white. He was there, a lump under the expensive sheets. He was snoring. I backed out. I needed to be Clara before he woke up. I went to the guest room. I found her clothes in the closet, the clothes he let her keep. Gray yoga pants, a soft, pale t-shirt. I put them on. I took off my jeans, Mary's clothes, and hid them under the bed. I went to the master bathroom. I looked at myself. I looked wrong. My face was too alive, too alert. I splashed water on my face. I rubbed my eyes. I tried to look tired. I tried to look broken. I heard his alarm go off in the bedroom. Sam, I froze. I heard him groan. The bed creaked. He was up. I heard his footsteps. He was walking to the bathroom. I was in the bathroom. The door opened. He stood there. He was big, much bigger than me. He was in his underwear. His hair was a mess. He didn't look at me. He just grunted and pushed past me to the toilet. I slipped out. My heart was trying to escape my chest. He hadn't even seen me. He went to the basement. The gym. 6:15 a.m., just like she said. I had 1 hour. I ran to the master bedroom. To his dresser. The silver box was there. I opened it. Cufflinks. A watch. And a small single key. I took it. I ran to his office. The key worked. I stepped inside. It was dark. Wood panels. A huge desk. It smelled like leather and cigars. I had to be fast. I went to his computer. I turned it on. Password. His college football number. 187. I was in. It was all there. Bank accounts, emails, files. I saw the transfers. He was moving money. A lot of money. He wasn't just an abuser. He was a thief. He was stealing from his own law firm. He was stealing from his clients, and he was stealing from Clara. He was emptying her trust fund, the one our grandmother left for us. The one he was supposed to be managing, the cold, hard proof. I heard a noise. The shower. 7:30 a.m. I logged off. I ran out. I locked the office. I put the key back in the silver box. I arranged the cufflinks. I ran downstairs to the kitchen. I was making coffee when he came down. He looked perfect. Expensive suit. Hair perfect. He sat at the table. He didn't look at me. He just picked up his phone. I put his coffee in front of him. Black, 2 sugars. I made him an omelet. 3 eggs. No onions. He ate. He scrolled. I was standing by the sink, my hands shaking. Then he spoke. "Dinner's cold again," he said, not looking up. I was confused. "What?" He finally looked up. His eyes were cold, annoyed. "Last night. Dinner was cold." "You're getting sloppy, Clara." He thought I was her. He thought I was here last night. He was so wrapped up in himself, he hadn't even noticed his wife was gone. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "My first performance." I looked at the floor. I'll do better next time," he nodded, smug. "Yeah, you will." He finished his breakfast. He stood up. He grabbed his briefcase. He walked to the door. He paused. He turned and looked at me. "I have a dinner tonight. Don't wait up." "Okay," I whispered. He left. The door clicked shut. I was alone in his house. I leaned against the counter. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. It worked. I was in. I was living in his house. That night, he came home late, drunk. I was in their bed, her side of the bed. It felt wrong. He stumbled into the room. He smelled like whiskey. "You left the light on in the hall," he slurred. "I'm sorry, He pushed me. It wasn't a hit. It was a push. A get-out-of-my-way push. I was in his path to the bathroom. I fell against the nightstand. My arm hit the corner. It hurt. "I'm tired of sorry," he said. "Go to sleep." He went to the bathroom. I sat on the floor, rubbing my arm. This was real. It wasn't abstract. It wasn't a plan. I was here. And he had put his hands on me. I got back in bed. I lay there. He came out. He fell on his side. He was asleep in seconds. I lay awake all night. I listened to him snore. I thought about the man in the bed next to me. I was not in my apartment. I was not safe, and my anger was so cold. It was almost hot. I lived in his house for 2 weeks. It was the longest 2 weeks of my life. Every day was the same. M. He wakes up. 15 M. 6:20 a.m. I go to his office. I had a system. I bought a tiny USB drive, the kind you can barely see. He would leave for work at 8:30 a.m. Then I would really go to work. I went back to his office. I turned on his computer. I copied everything, every email, every bank statement, every hidden file. I found the emails to his mistress, Sarah. He was promising her the world. He was promising her Clara's money. He was calling his wife, me, Clara, the burden. He wrote, "Just be patient. I'm handling the burden. Soon, it will be just us." He was going to get rid of Clara. My blood ran cold. This was not just abuse. He was planning to make her disappear. I had to find more. I was searching his office. I was looking for a paper trail. I was running my hands under his huge, expensive desk, and I felt it. A small, taped object. I pulled it off. It was a digital voice recorder. I knew instantly. Clara. She must have hidden it. She must have been trying to get her own proof. I took it to the guest room. I put in headphones. I pressed play. I was not ready for what I heard. I heard my sister's voice. Begging, "Please, Daniel, stop. You're hurting me." I heard his voice, cold, calm. "You're nothing without me. You're stupid. You're weak. You will do what I say." I heard the sound of a slap. It was so loud I heard her cry. I sat on the floor, my hands over my mouth. I wanted to be sick. I listened to all of it. Hours of it. He was a monster. I copied all the audio files. I had the evidence. Now I needed to set the trap. I couldn't just leave. If I left, he would know. He would destroy the evidence. He would find Clara. I had to make him fall apart. I started small. I moved his cufflinks, the silver ones. I moved them from the silver box to his sock drawer. "Clara!" he yelled. "Where are my cufflinks?" I don't know, I said, my voice trembling. I was a good actor now. "You're losing your mind." He muttered. Maybe I am, I whispered. The next day, I hid one of his favorite shoes. Just one. He spent 20 minutes looking for it. He was furious. Are you playing games with me? He said, his face red. I found it, I said. I pulled it out from under the couch. It must have fallen. He stared at the shoe. He stared at me. He was getting paranoid. Then I got access to his phone. He passed out drunk one night. On the couch, I took his hand. I pressed his thumb to the phone. It unlocked. I went to the settings. I added my own thumbprint. Now I had his whole world in my hand. I started deleting things. I deleted his mistress, Sarah, her contact, her texts. The next day I heard him in his office yelling, "Pick up, Sarah. Why aren't you picking up?" He was furious. He blamed the phone. He blamed the service. He never blamed me. I was just stupid, Clara. I was the one who was always there. The one who made his meals. The one who was invisible. The setup was working. He was getting sloppy. He was getting angry. Then I did the one thing I learned from him. I gaslighted him. He came home one night. He wasn't drunk. He was just mean. He had a bad day at work. "This house is a mess," he said. It was not. It was perfect. "You're useless," he said. "You can't do anything right," he was yelling. His face was red. He took a step toward me. I flinched. I made myself small. He didn't hit me. He just laughed. "Look at you. Pathetic." He went to his office and slammed the door. The next morning at breakfast, I was quiet. I made sure my hands were shaking. "What's wrong with you now?" he said. I looked at him, my eyes wide. I touched my arm. It still hurts," I whispered. He put his coffee cup down. "What are you talking about?" "Last night," I said. When you grabbed my arm. When you yelled." He stared at me. I could see him thinking. He knew he hadn't touched me, but he had yelled. He had been angry. "I didn't touch you," he said. I looked down. I let a tear roll down my cheek. "It's okay, Daniel," I said. "You were just angry. I forgive you." He froze. This was not in his script. He was expecting me, Clara, to cry, to hide. He was not expecting forgiveness for something he didn't do. I saw it. The first flicker of doubt. He thought, did I? I was angry. I drank too much. Maybe I did. He got up from the table. "You're losing your mind," he said. I smiled. A small, sad smile. "You said that last night, too. Right after you pushed me." I was not talking about last night. I was talking about the night he pushed me. His face was white. He left for work without another word. I watched him go. His control was cracking. By the second week, he was not sleeping. The house, which had been his cold, perfect kingdom, was now his prison. He stopped going to work. He stayed home. Working from home, he called it. This was bad. This was a problem. He was in his office all day. I couldn't get in. He was in the living room all night, drinking, his eyes fixed on the TV, but he was watching me. "What are you doing?" he would snap if I was in the kitchen too long. "Making dinner," I'd whisper. "You're quiet." "Too quiet." "What are you thinking?" "Nothing, Daniel, just about the groceries." He was unraveling. The small games had worked too well. Now he was paranoid. I had to change my plan. If I couldn't get evidence from the house, I would have to make the storm break outside the house. I had my own burner phone now. I had my own burner laptop. I kept them hidden in a box of old winter clothes in the guest room. He was in the living room, drinking and watching sports. He was yelling at the TV. I was in the kitchen, making dinner. I had my laptop hidden under the kitchen counter. I sent the first email. I had all the files. I just needed to use them. I sent it to the managing partner at his law firm. An anonymous email. Subject, check the Johnson account. And the Miller Trust, that was all. Then I sent a text message. I sent it from my burner phone to his mistress, Sarah. I had her number from his phone records. I pretended to be a friend of hers. He's lying to you. He's not leaving her. He's just using you for money. Ask him about the Cayman account he opened. The one that's not in your name. Then I waited. It took one day. Daniel's phone started ringing. And ringing, he was in the shower. I looked at the screen. Managing partner smiled. I let it go to voicemail. He came out of the shower. "Did my phone ring?" "I didn't hear anything," I said softly. He checked his phone. His face went pale. He went to his office and locked the door. I heard him yelling. "What are you talking about?" "It's a mistake. An audit? That's insane. He was in there for hours. When he came out, he looked old. He looked terrified. He saw me in the kitchen. What did you do? He hissed. I was making lunch, I said, holding up a sandwich. Not the lunch. He roared. He grabbed the plate and threw it. It smashed against the wall. Ketchup and bread everywhere. I screamed. He grabbed me by the shoulders. He shook me. What did you do? Nothing. I did nothing. I cried. He was breathing hard. His eyes were wild. His world was collapsing. His mistress started calling. He must have blocked her because she started calling the house phone. I answered. Hello? Let me speak to Daniel, a woman's voice snapped. Who is this? I asked, my voice small and afraid. This is Sarah. Tell that bastard to call me or I'm telling his wife everything. He's in a meeting, I whispered. You tell him. I hung up the phone. Daniel came running down the stairs. Who was that? A wrong number, I said, my heart pounding. He stared at me. He knew I was lying. He was a rat in a trap. And he was starting to see the trap. He was trapped. His world was collapsing, and he was trapped in the house with me. That night, he didn't yell. He didn't drink. He sat on the couch in the dark, watching me. And that's when he hit me. It wasn't a push. It wasn't a slap. He came up behind me. I was cleaning the kitchen. You did this, he whispered. I don't know what you're... He grabbed my hair. He pulled me to the floor. You did this. He hit me. A closed fist. On my arm. You are playing games with me. He hit me again. I will not be played with. I curled into a ball. I protected my face. I did what Clara must have done. I made myself small. He kicked me. In the ribs. Answer me. I don't know. I screamed. Please, Daniel, stop. He stopped. He was breathing hard. He looked down at me. Get up, he said. Clean this mess. He meant the broken plate. He went upstairs. I lay on the floor for a long time. My ribs ached. My arm was on fire. He didn't realize how right he was. I was playing games. I didn't need to hurt him. I just needed to let the truth do it for me. I had the bruises now. My own set. The storm was here, and it was about to break. It was Friday night. The third Friday I had been in that house. It was time. He had been in his office for 2 days, drinking, yelling on the phone. I had been busy. I had sent all the files, the audio files of him abusing Clara, the bank statements showing the fraud, the emails to his mistress. I sent them to my lawyer friend, the one helping Clara. I sent them to the managing partner of his firm, and I sent them to a detective I had found, a woman in the Portland PD who specialized in domestic violence and financial crimes. I sent her the files and a note. He is unraveling. He is violent. I am in the house. I am afraid he is going to kill me. Please. He will be home and at his most dangerous on Friday night. 10 p.m. I set the timer. Now, I just had to wait. He was in his office, passed out. I could hear him snoring. I went upstairs. I went into the closet. I found the dress. It was a blue cotton dress. Simple. Pretty. Clara told me it was a gift from me, from before she met him. He hated it. He said it was plain. He forbade her to wear it. I put it on. I sat at her vanity. I looked at my face. I had a new bruise on my cheekbone. It was dark. I looked at her makeup, the pale lipstick. The natural look, he demanded. I threw it in the trash. I went to the guest room. I got my bag, the one I had hidden. I got my makeup. I sat down. I put on foundation. I covered the bruise. Then I put on my eyeliner, dark, and my lipstick, red. I was not Clara. I was not small. I was not afraid. I was Mary. And I was done. I went downstairs. He was still in his office. I didn't make dinner. I sat in the living room, in the dark. At 8 p.m. he came out. He stumbled. He was drunk. He looked broken. Where's dinner? He slurred. I didn't make any, I said. My voice. It was not Clara's voice. It was my voice, clear, cold. He froze. He looked at me. He squinted. He saw the dress. He saw the makeup. What is this? He said. Why are you dressed like that? For the police, I said quietly. He laughed. A short, ugly bark. The police? You're crazy. You're drunk. No, Daniel, I said. You are. I stood up. You can't prove anything, he sneered. I don't have to, I said. You already did. I held up my phone. I had connected it to the smart speaker on the shelf. I pressed play. His own voice filled the room. You're nothing without me, Clara. The sound of a slap. Clear. Loud. Clara's cry. Daniel scrambled to get up. He stumbled. I own you. You'll never leave. The partners are idiots. I've taken millions. If you ever leave, I'll find your sister. I'll hurt her, Clara. I'll hurt Mary. His face drained of all color. You can't. He lunged for the speaker. He ripped the cord from the wall. The room was silent. He was breathing hard. It's too late, Daniel, I said. It's all backed up. My lawyer has it. The partners have it. The police have it. He looked at me. He truly looked at me, and he saw. You. His voice was a rasp. You're not her. No, I said. Just then the doorbell rang. Not a soft knock, a loud, hard, official knock. Knock, knock, knock. The knock came again. Louder. Portland police. Open the door. Daniel was frozen. He stared at me. His entire world was gone. He knew he wasn't afraid of Clara. He was afraid of me. You did this, he whispered. No, I said. You did. I walked to the door. I unlatched it. I opened it. 2 detectives stood there. The woman I had emailed, Detective Rivas, and her partner. Ma'am? Detective Rivas said. She looked at me, at my red lipstick, at the faint bruise on my cheek. Thank you for coming, I said. He's in here. I stepped aside. They saw him. He was standing in the dark living room, swaying. Daniel Miller? Rivas said, her voice all business. Daniel didn't answer. He was still staring at me. Mr. Miller, you are under arrest for assault, embezzlement, and fraud. They walked past me. They grabbed his arms. That's when he snapped. Get off me, he roared. She set me up. She's crazy. That's not my wife. It's a trick. He pointed at me. That's her sister. Her crazy sister, Mary. The detectives paused. They looked at me. Ma'am, is that true? Rivas asked. Who are you? My name is Mary Whitaker, I said, my voice clear and steady. I am his wife's twin sister. And where is your sister? Where is Clara Miller? She is in a secure location 2 states away, I said. She has been for 3 weeks. She is safe. The evidence I sent you, the audio files, the bank records, those are all real. I came here to get them. Rivas's partner was cuffing Daniel. He was rough, so the bruises on your face? Rivas asked. He gave them to me 2 nights ago. He thought I was my sister. He thought I was the one he could break. You impersonated your sister? You've been living here? I did what I had to do to save her life, I said. Daniel was yelling. She's lying. It's all a setup. That's not me on those tapes. It's you, Mr. Miller, Rivas said. We have the bank records. We have the testimony from your partners. We have the audio. You are done. They dragged him toward the door. He stopped. He twisted. He looked at me. His face was not angry anymore. It was empty. You're not her, he said again, his voice trembling. I smiled. A real smile. No? I'm the other one. As they pulled him out the door, he had one last thing to say. You think you saved her? He sneered, his voice cracking. I leaned in close. Calm as glass. No, Daniel. I replaced her. For the first time, Daniel looked afraid. Not of what he'd done, but of what he'd never seen coming. They put him in the car. I watched the red and blue lights drive away. I stood in the doorway of his big, empty house. It was over. I was so tired. Detective Rivas was still there. You realize you broke about 20 laws, right? She said. I know, I said. Impersonation, illegal entry, recording him without consent. A good lawyer would tear you apart. Are you arresting me? She looked at me for a long time. No, she said. But you need a lawyer. A good one. I have one, I said. She's with my sister. Rivas nodded. We'll be in touch. Your testimony, it's going to be a mess. But thank you. For what? For getting him off the street. He's a poison. She left. The door closed. The house was silent. The red and blue lights flashed through the windows, then faded. I looked at the smashed plate on the wall. I looked at the whiskey bottles. The adrenaline was gone. I was just Mary. I slid down the wall and sat on the cold kitchen floor. And for the first time in 3 weeks, I cried. The law firm erased Daniel's name from their website that same night. His accounts were seized. His cars were taken. The case was a media storm. The twin trap, the newspapers called it. The sisters' revenge. They made me sound like a superhero. I didn't feel like one. I just felt tired. Detective Rivas was right. The legal battle was a mess. Daniel's expensive lawyers tried to get everything I found thrown out. Fruit of the poisonous tree, they said. They claimed I was an unstable, jealous sister. They said I was obsessed with him. Then I had to testify. I sat in the witness box. The room was full. Daniel was there. He looked thin. He looked old. He stared at me with so much hate. His lawyer came at me. Miss Whitaker, isn't it true that you are a liar? Yes, I said. The room was silent. I lied to save my sister's life, I said. I looked at the jury. I lied to my parents. I lied to my friends. I lied to him. Because he was beating my sister. He was stealing her money. He was going to kill her. And I would lie again every day if it meant she was safe. The lawyer had no more questions. But the real case wasn't me. It was the fraud. The partners testified. The mistress, Sarah, testified. The bank records did not lie. The assault charge was harder. It was my word against his. Until Clara came home, I drove to the shelter to pick her up. When she walked out, I almost didn't recognize her. She was thin, but she was standing tall. Her hair was short. She had cut it all off. "Hi, Mary," she said. "Hi, Clara." We drove home in silence. She moved in with me. My small, safe apartment. It was awkward. The old dynamic was gone. I wasn't the planner. She wasn't the dreamer. We were two strangers who had been to war. She had to testify. She walked to the stand. She had to look at him. He sneered at her. "Clara, baby," he started. "That's Mrs. Miller to you," she said. Her voice was cold. The lawyer played the tape, her voice begging. His voice cold and cruel. She listened. Her hands were white on her lap. "Mrs. Miller," the lawyer said. "Can you identify the voices on that tape?" Clara looked at Daniel. She looked at the jury. "Yes," she said. Her voice was clear. "The woman crying, the woman begging, that was me. And the man, the monster who was hitting her, that is him. My husband, Daniel Miller." The verdict came back in an hour. Guilty, on all charges. 20 years. It was over. The aftermath was long. We sold that horrible house. We sold all his things. Clara got her trust fund back. What was left of it? She went to therapy. I went with her. We had to learn how to be sisters again. We were not a victim and a rescuer. We were just Clara and Mary. It took months. She started to laugh again. A real laugh, not the small, quiet sound she used to make. She started to eat. She gained weight. She started to paint again. She had always been an artist. He had forbidden it. He said it was a waste of time. Her paintings were dark, full of shadows, but they were beautiful. One day I came home and her bags were packed. My heart stopped. "I'm moving out," she said. "What?" "I got my own apartment. In this building. 2 floors down," she smiled. A real smile. "I love you, Mary, but I can't live in your shadow. I need my own light." She hugged me. "He knows it wasn't me now," she whispered. I nodded. "Good. Let him remember that for the rest of his life. Sometimes, I still think about that night. The look on his face when he realized the woman standing before him wasn't the one he thought he could break. She was the one he never saw coming. It's been a year. It's a Friday night. It's raining. Just like that night, I am in my apartment. My small, safe apartment. I am reading a book. I am not the same. I will never be the same. I am harder. I am less trusting. I check my locks 3 times. I have nightmares. I dream of his hands. I dream of the smell of gardenias, but I am safe. The quiet justice is not what you see in the movies. It's not the big courtroom victory. It's not the headlines. The quiet justice is this. My phone rings. I look at the screen. "Clara," I pick up. "Hey!" "Hey," her voice comes through. "I'm making soup. It's too much for me. You want to come down?" "Yeah," I say. "I'll be right there." I hang up. I put on my shoes. I grab my keys. I walk to my door. I look at the chain lock. I think about the night it all started. The 3 soft knocks. I think about his last words to me. "You think you saved her?" I leaned in, calm as glass. "No, Daniel. I replaced her. That was for him. That was the anger, but the truth. The truth is that we saved each other. Her terror forced me to become a planner. My plan forced her to become a survivor. We are two halves of a whole. The quiet justice is that Clara is in her own apartment, 2 floors down, making soup. The quiet justice is that she is painting. Her art is in a gallery now. The quiet justice is that I am going to her apartment and I am not afraid. He is a ghost. A name in a prison file, we are here. We are free. He found out who took his place, and he will never forget.